the Street Rod Nationals!
Hello and welcome to the 37th Annual Street Rod Nationals and to the 17th year of NSRA News. I'm Dave Voloshin along with Mark Thompson, and we'd like to welcome you back to this in-depth look at the 2006 NSRA Street Rod Nationals.
We can say it once again, it was a great year at the Nats. Great weather, big crowd, and the new exhibit hall was open, so the vendor program was bigger than ever before.
In addition to being the biggest automotive participant event in the world, the Street Rod Nationals is the best deal in family entertainment that you're going to find anywhere. You get a week of fun for the family for just a few dollars.
You get 4 days of street rods at the biggest street rod show on earth. You get access to a great vendor program and a chance to win a street rod.
Plus the entertainment, the swap meet, and entry into the Super Prize program.
A lot of good stuff at the Super Prize program, Dave.
Absolutely.
Best show around. This is great. Everything's fine, you know. And I have several buddies of mine that come out of Nashville. We're north of Nashville, Springfield, Tennessee, and we have several buddies down in the area in Tennessee that comes up here every year, and they here this year too.
Do you bring the rest of the family with you?
Well, my other son, and of course I'm an independent agent, and me and all of us work as a family, and I've got my other son and daughter-in-law down there holding, and grandson, Eli, holding down the fort, and they're going to be up here this afternoon as soon as they get off from work at 5 o'clock. And of course my wife, she didn't come. She's at home this year. She has been before, but she's not coming this year.
My little nephew, who's 6, sure loves the cars and the amusement park. This is just a big deal for him, right before school starts, you know.
Hey, we're here with Chuck, Dylan, and Linda. Guys, tell me about this Cadillac.
Oh, this is a sharp-looking car. We're loving it. It's a 48 Cadillac.
And Chuck is the builder.
Chuck is the builder of it, yes.
Well, not just myself. My dad and I have a small shop, and we do work on street rods mainly, and it's been a fun project.
Well, it is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
That's a great color combo. It's classic.
Yeah, it's a classic, black and red, one of my favorites.
And how does it drive?
Oh, it's a little quick.
It's a little quick.
It's a little quick.
Well, like 110 miles an hour.
Yeah? Well, Dylan, if you had a couple of sentences to say about this car, what would you say?
It's a really nice car.
Sweet.
Sweet.
How about your trip so far? Have you
Been a day and a half, but it goes through quickly with what we have in the car.
Good. And what do you think about the Nationals?
It's really fun. Even if it's my first time here, it's really fun.
We're here with Chicken Willie Smith. Chicken Willie, tell us about your car here.
Well, it's a 1948 Plymouth two-door sedan. I've had it on the road about 12 years now. I got 260,000 miles on it, which is a good many for that length of time.
You're putting some miles on that car.
Yes, I went last year in 2005. I made all 13 of the national events, put 33,033 miles on it last year.
So you were doing some street rod cruising.
Some serious cruising, yes. It's got a 74 Nova clip on the front, 350, 10-bolt Chevrolet rear, and got heat and air, power steering, power brakes, and it's a good car. I didn't build it, but Hugh Boykin from Jackson built the car, and I bought it from him and added some to it. But it's been a good, dependable car, and I have really enjoyed it.
Every year there is just more and more to see and do at the Nationals. For the Street Rodder, it is the show.
Dave, we hear from the folks out on the grounds every year. The Street Rod Nationals is the granddaddy of them all. It is a can't-miss event for the Street Rodder.
Anybody that is a street rodder or going to be street rodders, you've got to come to the NSRA Street Rod National in Louisville, Kentucky.
Show to come to. It's the largest one. As long as the weather's not too hot, it's still the best place to go. But the inside vendor area, with all the improvements they've made in there, it's got more room, and the air conditioner's ice cold. So you can't complain. This is the place to be once a year. Louisville's a great town. They love seeing us come here. You can go down to the river and hang out down there, and just everybody's very friendly, and lots of good places to eat, and lots of cars to see.
Lots of good restaurants, friendly people. We're here with Boyd Coddington. Boyd, been a good show for you guys?
Yeah, it's been real good. We've did a lot of good business, met a lot of these nice people down here. We've been coming to the Nationals for about the last 30 years, so we wouldn't miss an event for anything. Yeah.
Good. Always a good time.
Always a good time, yeah. We was out signing autographs this afternoon and just met a whole bunch of really good people, and we enjoy them, they enjoy us. So.
Yeah. You've been involved in the sport for quite some time. You've seen a tremendous growth in this sport.
Yeah, I can remember when they used to get a few hundred cars here. Now they get a few hundred. They get over, I think, probably close to 13,000 cars here. That's a real big growth. So, it's great. It's really a good opportunity for a lot. Every time you come here, you meet old friends you've seen last year, and that's what's nice about it.
If you had just a line or two or a word or two to tell somebody who's never been to the Nationals what it's about and what it's like, what would you tell them?
I think that they need to come here. They can see any form of a hot rod or a street rod that's from the 20s right up into the teens, you know, and it's just something to see because you see every kind of hot rod, Chevrolets, Plymouth, Dodges, Essex, school buses, all kinds of stuff. And that's what I like about it. You see a little bit of everything.
Good. We're here talking street rods with Neil Munn. Neil, tell me about your street rod.
Well, good morning. We built this car about 3 years ago. Been in the hobby for a while, had a 40 Chevrolet, got rid of that, and always wanted to have a 32 Ford. Never thought I would paint it red, but we started on the project, built it in a year, and then promptly took the motor out and put a new motor in because we made some errors on that one, and we've really enjoyed the car since then. It's 454 Chevrolet and 32 Ford Downs body, TCI chassis with four-wheel disc brakes, 700 R4 transmission, tilt wheel, and hidden stereo, and all the things you need except an air conditioner, which isn't a problem as long as it's a day like today. A day like yesterday, it's a little hot.
A little warm.
So we're out of South Carolina where you can drive cars like this pretty much year-round. A couple of months during the year it's a little too cold, but then you just dress right and you're okay. So.
Well, and for my opinion, I think the red was a good call.
I'm very happy with the red now. It's very bright. It almost looks orange in a bright sunshine, but I've become very partial to red now. And you come here and you see a lot of red cars. Around our local area at cruise-ins, you won't see but 2 or 3, and you won't see another one of these. So, you know, it's a little more unique there.
All right, we're here with John and Jimmy Palmer. John, Jimmy, tell me about your street rod.
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, I've had that street rod, so I had a car since 1963, and I restored it. This is the third time I've restored it, and we put, of course, a brand new Fat Man frame under it, and we did all this in 2003, put a new crate motor, a ZZ4 crate motor with 350.
700 overdrive.
Right, and
8-inch forward rear end. Went ahead and put new vintage air on the car. Got power disc brakes, power steering from Flaming River, and this is about our 4th year at the show.
With the car.
We've
been coming about 10 years, really.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Now, you said this is the third time you've had this car restored?
That's true. I restored it when I first bought it in '63. Then I restored it again in 1981. It was painted a different color then. And then I restored it in 2003 for the third and final time.
Right.
So about every 20 years.
Right.
Maybe 63, 70, 83, roughly.
Right, that's true.
Like that.
True.
Well, it sure looks good.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And
We sure enjoyed it. I tell you, it's just like driving a new Cadillac.
I was just getting ready to say, I hear it rides good.
It does.
Very
It
nice.
sure does. It
Very
sure
nice.
does.
We're here with Gene and Lola Miraz. Gene, Lola, tell us what we're driving here.
We're driving a 41 Ford, which is our 5th street ride that Lola and I have built. And we built this one because we wanted it so that we could drive cross country with it and go anywhere. It'll be a little more comfort. We got a 34 at home that just isn't comfortable to go any kind of distance or anything. So we decided to do this like in 1999, and she's my third hand. You know, whenever I need some help, she helps me do it. And she's the one who picked the coloring and everything, you know. And on our 46th anniversary is when we spent 12 hours painting this car. That's what we did.
It was a marathon day.
It was.
It was a marathon day. Yes, it was.
Well, good job, though.
Thank you. He's the artist.
So you did the paint as well?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. The only thing that we didn't do on the car was the interior work. We had that professionally done. But
Right.
other than that, everything, the drive line and everything, when we figure out how to wire this car, it was like, oh boy, I'll never do this, you know. But once everything got married together, it seems to run pretty good. And This is our maiden voyage that we came with it down here. It was a little about almost 300 miles and no problems. It ran fine, got 23 miles to the gallon of gas at 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
So we were happy.
You guys did great then.
Yeah, we're happy with it.
You could go 300 miles on the maiden voyage and not have a problem. Good
It's
job.
run good.
It's the assistant's help. It's the assistant.
Could be.
That's
Could
it.
be, yes. Yes. We made this maiden voyage, and if this was good, then the end of the month we're heading out west. So we're glad we had a good trip.
Every morning at the Nationals, there's the Get Up Early guys, and that crowd always includes the crew from NSRA News, up and out to get the early action.
And early it is. There's a big lineup ready for the gates to open, and it's not even 5 a.m. It's early.
have had 5 street rods, so you've been involved in...
ever since I was a kid. My very first one I got as a teenager, and it was a 1940 standard coupe, and it took me like a whole winter to chop the top. That was my first adventure to do something like that. It turned out pretty well, and I've always was in love with 40 Fords, and I've had like 3 or 4 of them already, and just the only thing that I was pleased with is as hot as it was, most of the time it was pushing 100 degrees coming across the state of Indiana, and we had a lot of rain we ran through, and about the only thing we had was a slight leak in the windshield, but I'll take care of that when we get home, But other than that, it ran fine, never overheated, and it's usually these older Fords, they don't have much room to get the air through there. They pull them off, but didn't have no problems there. Things seemed to run out fine.
Good job by the builder.
Yes, he did a great job.
And the builder's assistant.
Well,
right.
yes, but he's the main builder. I only come when it's, honey, I need you, so...
My car is a 1934 Ford sedan, all original body, steel body. I'm running a ZZ4 350 Chevy with a 700R transmission with 8-inch Ford rear end with 355 gear. Air suspension on the back, Heights front end with Mustang 2, disc brakes and drums on the rear. At the interior, it was not the original back seat in it, but those are Grand Am front bucket seats that I've had reupholstered in new carpet, and then I've played with the dash a little bit. I've had it since 2000, and I've redone the whole car since I bought it, and I really enjoy it. I love coming to the Street Rod events. I'm from Michigan, so I drove down yesterday and came straight to the show, and I've really enjoyed it.
We're here with Joel Webster. Joel, this is a hot rod Lincoln. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, it's a 1930 Lincoln, what they called a town car in its day. Comfortable riding car, goes down the road and it does what it's supposed to do. Powered by a 350 Chevy, automatic. The amenities, automatic, power steering, power brakes, air condition, just the necessities that you need in life.
Yeah, just the stuff you got to have.
Just the stuff you got to have.
Well, that's one good-looking street rod. You don't see many of these.
No, there's not too many of them around. There's just a few. The old luggage trunk on the back was for its years, because there wasn't any place to put the luggage but back here. So basically the car is in the condition it was years ago, other than the modern drivetrain that's been put into it. It's a fun car. Get into it, drive wherever I want to go, enjoy it, and it does go down the road right well, so it's considered a hot rod Lincoln.
We're here with Don Langston. About your street rod, Don.
Well, the car I'm driving now is a 1939 Chevrolet Coupe. It's got a 350 engine in it with a 700R transmission, and it's got a Corvette rear end in the back and the Heights in the front. It's not the prettiest car in the world, but it is one of the best cruisers in the world. It just goes down the road just wonderfully. It's just a smooth ride, and it's very comfortable, and guys complain about their bumps in the road, and I say, what bumps?
What bumps?
It's fun. It's a good car.
It's a great color.
Yeah, it's a good color. Yeah, it's a quiet color. Nobody, it's easy to take care of.
Well, if you're from the land of the lakes,
yep,
you'd have a blue car.
That's true.
All right, Don. Anything else you want to say?
Other than if you haven't been to the Nationals, you better get here and see it. It's quite a show.
We're here with John Beecher. John, we saw your street rod last year, but you've done quite a bit to it since then.
Yeah, I did a total rebuild over the winter time because I wasn't real satisfied with the color or some of the things I had done to it before. So I decided It was nicknamed Mantis, and kind of like the praying mantis, so it needed to be green. So we went from black to green. Black was just too hard to take care of.
We're talking a little bit about some of the details on it.
Well, there's a lot of details as far as the items that are plexiglass on here that I make. I'm a prototype engineer for a plastic company, and so like the steering wheel, the column drop, the wings in the front, the shift knob are all clear acrylic. And people say, "Well, is that sturdy enough?" Oh, yes, it is. It is sturdy enough, and so it helps it be unique in its own way. You know, that it's different from everybody else's. It's not billet aluminum, okay?
It is definitely different.
That's right.
All right. Anything else, John?
Well, this is originally years ago. I designed this when I was 25 years old, so it's been in 27 years in the making, but it's finally here and it's done.
Good.
The new wing at the exhibit hall had its grand opening this year, and the vendor program was bigger and better than ever. If you can't find what you're looking for your street rod at the Nationals, then I'm not sure it exists anywhere.
Isn't that the truth? In fact, between the exhibit hall and the swap meet, you can find anything you're looking for. You can go from one end to the other, about a quarter of a mile with the new extension, and walk out with a finished street rod.
Exhibit hall where you can find anything you need for a street rod. You can't find it here, you don't need it.
I'm Jeff Sullivan, First Quality Music and Gibson Guitars.
Jeff, tell me how the show's been for you.
The show has been phenomenal.
Good deal. You were just saying, you talk a little bit about what's been going on last couple of days.
Well, I mean, we actually have our pre-host bust out here in our custom shop trailer. We have many guitars, and the booth has just been swamped all weekend long. It's just been phenomenal. We have more of an interactive booth, and we're letting people come out and try these guitars out, answering questions, and it's been a great event for us.
Big crowd.
Big crowd. We sure appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we're here with Steve and Javier from Amico Ultimate. Guys, tell me a little bit about the show for you so far.
Yeah, we're just really excited to be here. I think it's a great event. You know, a lot of people out here interested in their cars, obviously, so they're definitely interested in fuel. And what we're out here to do is to tell people, you know, there is a difference in fuel, and they should definitely try Amico Ultimate at BP. BP's premium fuel. Javier can tell a little bit about it.
Well, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're touring the country right now. We're making sure we're making a lot of good stops, and we made sure to stop here at the Street Rod Nationals. And what we're doing is we're running several demonstrations to show exactly why people should be using Amico Ultimate Fuel, the premium fuel for BP. So we have a dyno set up here. We're doing horsepower testing. We also have a split fuel GTO on display. We added a gas tank and put cameras right down in the manifold so you can take a look at the carbon buildup on the intake valves and show you how clean Amico Ultimate runs versus the 87 minimum detergent.
We're here in the NSRA exhibit hall with Steve Platt of Sellers Fast Wax. Steve, You were really excited about this when I ran into you a little while ago. Tell me what you got. Tell me what it is.
I've been working on, like most of the guys in here, I've been bumping and polishing cars for 43 years. And we're all looking for that product that delivers the components we're looking for. Fast, easy, lasts a long time, protects your finish, economical. For the first time, we've got it all together in one package. Let me show you how this works.
Show us how it works.
An ounce will do an entire car.
There we go.
We're going to spritz just a tiny amount. That's enough for the entire front end of the car. It's no hard rubbing or buffing. 4 to 6 months. This is a real wax.
From Steve and Sellers Fast Wax. Wax less and drive more. At the exhibit hall with Mike, and Joseph. Guys, are we having a good time?
Excellent.
Good deal.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Now, you as a young street rider, what do you think about the exhibit hall here?
Awesome.
Awesome. Good deal. And
great.
What about the grounds?
Perfect.
Perfect. You can't get any better than perfect. Tell me a little about what you guys have done here this week.
And I wandered around here and there. Wandered around everywhere.
Have you guys found a favorite car?
No, sir. They're pretty good. All of them.
There's too many of them to have a favorite. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Thanks again to Mike, and Joseph. We appreciate your time and have a good time while you're
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
best time there is. You know, here it's camaraderie, a friendship, people. Everybody's just as friendly as can be. Honestly, I wish the outside world was more like street rod people. There wouldn't be the crime and the hate and everything that we have out there today, because it's just a good group of people.
Pat is a first-time attendee at the NSRA Nats. Pat, what do you think?
That's right. It's a super show. It's more than I imagined from what I've read in the Street Rodder magazine and other articles. And I got a chance to come down this weekend, and the weekend was open, and I've really enjoyed myself the last 2 days.
And here you are, and I imagine your eyes got pretty big first couple of days.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I ran into a fellow that was from up in my neck of the woods, and he kind of gave me the cues on what to see and where to be to see it. And it's a small world when you get down here.
Yeah, beautiful. And you're working on you say you're going to looking to build a truck.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some ideas for a 36 Chevy half-ton, trying to get some ideas of what other guys have worked for them and what's not a good idea in that particular application. So got some good tips, and I saw a lot of stuff at the vendors display, so I'm interested in getting started when I get home.
Well, that's one thing out here, there is no lack of ideas or information on how to do something.
Certainly, there's a lot of innovative people here, and I got a little bit of welding skills from my farming background, and so I want to try to put some of that stuff to use to put something unique together that maybe the show hasn't seen.
We're here in the new products area with Tom Joseph, one of the new product winner. Tom, tell me about Southern Rods and your new product winner.
Southern Rods and Parts have been in business since 1991. We're from Greenville, South Carolina, actually Greer, which is the north suburb of Greenville. We make a lot of our products, something like 80% of them all produced by us. We come to these shows, we bring a semi-load so we can sell these guys all their toys. This new product we won with is a formerly known as a California mirror, but we changed it somewhat and we call it a Carolina mirror because we're not from California. And it's a fiberglass mirror, or composite, not really called fiberglass, and we built an LED light in it, which is built into the lens. That way it doesn't reflect back through the mirror when you're going down the road. We made it cost effective where you buy a pair of them for $89.95 and they're paintable. So you put them on your car, paint them the color of your car. You can hook them up as a turn signal or a parking light. We displayed it as a parking light so that it would be here when we got back instead of, if you put a turn signal, it'd be on and off and on and off. So that way they can see it lit the whole time. We make, as far as the LED strip goes, we make truck lights, we make car lights, we make 39 Ford lights, we make 48 Ford, 41 Chevys. We make LEDs for all, and all ours are self-contained in the lens, not a strip with a lens over it.
We're here with Speedy Bill Smith of Speedway Motors, one of the new product winners. Bill, tell me about your new product winner.
Well, we're really proud of this item. We've spent 2 years in the development of it. It's a cast stainless exhaust manifold that gives you the same characteristics or better than a tubular header. Comes available in unpolished or fully polished, and it is truly magnificent. It's got every feature that was ever built in any kind of exhaust manifold or exhaust header. Well, it allows him to have something that increases his performance dramatically, as well as keeping all of the tinny and noise out that traditionally is done with a header, and allows him to get the exhaust away from the steering, away from the engine, and get it back out the back of the car. This is truly a performance item, and we've have some very unique designs in it, and this all came from my past experience of being a hardcore racer for 40 years, so it's got more than just an idea.
The 37-year guys, Don, tell me about your history with the NSRA a little bit.
Well, history goes back a long ways. I've gone to all Street Rod Nationals so far. I've been active with street rodding ever since the beginning back in 1970-71. I've been a volunteer for NSRA, which has been a lot of fun over the many, many years. Been on the safety inspection team for 26 years. And there are many, many activities we have, and it just seems like the fun never ends. It just keeps going on. You keep meeting new people and going new places, and it just goes on forever. It just doesn't quit.
That's great.
Some of the best rides can be found near the old Cardinal Stadium, where you'll find the Ford in a Ford, the UPS Commercial Way, followed by the Pros Pick on Friday, and Mopar Country and 29 Below on Saturday.
These events just keep growing, with more cars entered every year. Take the 29 Below area, for example. It allows some of the young street rodders to participate. This year out there were more entries than ever.
We're at a commercial way with Ed Wheeler and his builder Fred. Guys, tell me what we built here.
We got a 41 Ford panel delivery truck and F&F Speed. Fred Grafey built it for me. It's got a 351 Windsor Big Al's toy box motor in it, blower motor. And I'll let Freddie tell you the guts of it because he's the man that chopped it and cut her up.
Fred, you look like you had a good time with this.
Oh yeah, we started with a 3/4 ton Ford panel that's been chopped 5 inches, channeled 5 inches, shortened 22 in the middle. We took a foot off the back of it, took and widthened each front fender 2.5 inches, lengthened the hood 4 inches. We're running with a Heights front end cross member, chassis engineering rear spring kit with a 9-inch. C6 tranny, and it's all steel.
Tell us a little bit about the bills on the truck here.
Well, the bills are real, and we talked to maybe some graphic painters, and we figured out it was going to cost a whole lot more than them bills cost to graphically paint that on there. So I told Freddie one day, I said they might as well be real because the paint job's going to cost a whole lot more.
Just watch that truck.
And we got to keep an eye on the truck all the time.
We're here with Don Jordan in Ford in the Ford area. Don, tell me what we got here.
It's a 1940 Ford standard 2-door sedan. It's all Ford. It's got a 351 stroker in it, 392 cubic inches, 470 horsepower. Ford AOD, and all the way back to the rear end, it's got a Ford 9-inch in it. So it's truly Ford in a Ford. It's all Ford. Yeah.
And I love that paint job.
Yeah, the paint job. I did everything in the car except paint it, and a young kid in Brookville will have painted. He's not a professional, but that's his first flame job.
Wow, he did a great
I
job.
sold an awful lot for him, yeah.
He did a great
Yeah,
job.
I've been to a lot of shows with it and had a lot of compliments, and he's gotten an awful lot of work off the car.
Great.
Yeah.
What's the base color here?
The base color, that's DuPont paint, and it's called raspberry wine.
A clean looking engine compartment.
Yeah, it's red. I got 3 years there. It's all stainless. There's not any rubber lines on the car anywhere. It's all braided stainless, and I made all those myself, so I'm kind of proud of that.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I did all the mechanical, all the engine compartment, everything like that, except paint the car.
What do you do in your spare time?
Not much.
All right, we're out here with the Walker family. Guys, are we having a good time?
Great time.
All right, and now this is truly a family affair here.
Yeah, we all came 11 and a half hours.
Short drive.
No, yeah.
Short drive. Now, what about you guys? Are you having a good time?
We're having a blast.
All right, how many of these have you come to?
This is the first real show that we've been a part of here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is like a special time then.
We came 2 years ago, but it was to buy parts to build the vehicle, so.
Came
shopping.
It looks great. This, if you're gonna put together a street rod, this is the place to shop.
That's exactly
That's
right.
true.
Now,
They got the biggest Walmart of cars there is here.
Now, what are you driving?
It's a 40 model Willis Coupe.
Good deal. And what color is that?
It's a Moultrie Red Pearl.
Good looking.
Thank you.
Very good look. And it goes well with your shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yours too?
Yeah, exactly. We're all color coordinated.
Good ride. We had a pretty fresh car coming out here, and had very few minor bugs that we had to work out of it. It's been a little warm out here, but we're having a great time. Louisville's a great place out here, and we'll definitely be back next year.
Great fairground down here. It's a great show.
This is the first.
Glad to be here.
Is this your first year here?
My first year here. Cars right out of the box. The car's only a week on the street.
You drove it down? Kind of.
Kinda drove it down.
Yeah, it's so fresh. We got some bugs to work out.
I understand. I understand. Well, now, so this being your first year at the Nationals, what's your impression of the Street Rod Nationals here?
A lot of nice metal sitting on this parking lot. I'll tell you that. Been very impressive show. Very nice.
Looking forward to a fun weekend.
Looking forward to a good week.
Out here at Mopar Country with Jim Green. Jim, tell us a little bit about Mopar Country.
Well, Mopar Country is open to any Mopar-bodied vehicle or Mopar-powered vehicle, and we've got about 130 of those here today, and we will select 5 to be in our winner's circle tomorrow morning back in Freedom Hall, and we just have a lot of good times out here and tell a lot of stories, and everybody swaps information on how to make Mopar parts work in a street rod.
Now, you tell us, I've seen some awfully good-looking cars out here.
Unbelievable cars out here. The group of fellows that I have do the judging for us, they tell me every year they're going to quit because it's too hard. The quality of the Mopars has improved in the last 10 years till it's unbelievable.
I was going to say, I mean, there's just some beautiful vehicles and a couple of great paint jobs out here.
Yeah, and the innovation, putting the new 5.7 Hemis and stuff in the cars, and all the electronics that they're doing. It's just unbelievable how nice they can make a car.
Good deal. Yeah. So if you have a Mopar,
come on back and see us.
You need to bring it on out next year.
You betcha.
Nikki. She's official drawer, so if anybody's not happy, there's you. And a bunch of other little things and that. Comp cam.
We've already said it before, but the Nationals is an event you have to see to believe.
Dave, it is one great event, and it's an event that couldn't be done without all the members who volunteer every year to help make it happen. Over 500 NSRA members help make the Nationals the great event that it is.
We're at the MHRA Rod Shop with Max and Al. Guys, tell me a little bit about the Rod Shop here.
Well, we can do just about anything when it comes to repair. We don't carry any tools, but or any parts, excuse me, but we do carry any tool you might need. And so we encourage the car owners to do their own work, but together here we have a lot of years of experience and we can help with almost any problem.
For about the past 35 years, this is our 35th consecutive year of attending the NSRA Nationals and keeping people happy and getting them out of here. And if they can drive their car out, as a rule, they're happy campers. It's a volunteer service. We have a lot of sponsors now. They greatly help the people with getting their cars out because they're paying a lot of their expenses to get to and from here. And we enjoy doing it. And it's just great being here.
It's always a good time to be at the Nationals.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's nothing greater than the NSRA Nationals.
Well,
yeah, and MHRA Rod Repair Shop, and our sponsors are proud to be part of it.
So if you have some sort of a problem with your car, bring it out to these guys, and they'll take care of you.
That's right.
We'll
do our best.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're here with Bruce Winter out at the Safety Inspection Tent. Bruce, tell me a little bit about the safety program.
The safety program, it's a comprehensive inspection program that we do. It's a 23-point inspection. You know, we have everything covered under the gamut from lighting, suspension, fuel systems, steering, tires, braking. We do it all. We try and just make sure that our fellow street riders are all safe out there on the highway.
It's all about keeping the street rider and their family safe.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I've had a car inspected every year in this program since 1985, and I've had my kids raised in the back seat of a 47 Ford two-door. It's my family too, so I want to make sure everybody's out there just safe as my family. Hey, please do stay safe out there. It's all about you.
talk to me a little bit about your trip to the Nationals this year.
Well, it was pretty uneventful actually, but I mean, we came down here on Thursday and we saw a lot of cars on the way down that were passing us like crazy because I don't go that fast, so this car doesn't run that quick, so you can't go very fast in the car like that. So, but we got here and we were having a good time, and we're just staying right down the road here, and we're partying with some friends and having a good time with the Street Rod Nationals, and we always come every year. We like it down here in Louisville, so.
It's always a good time at the Street Rod Nationals.
Always, yeah. This is the place to be.
Great show. Great people.
Great show, great people.
That's right.
If you're looking for something for your car, you can find it here.
You can find it here. You can find some exotic cars, one-of-a-kind cars. You can find classic cars. You can find anything you want here.
Here with Jack and Joy Wessels. Jack, you guys having a big time?
Oh, it's a great time, great experience. This is our third year to come up here, and we love it.
Good deal. Tell me about your Ford Deluxe.
It was finished about 6 months ago. Most of the work, all the work was done by Ronnie Caldwell Restorations in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee.
Nice looking. It's got that's a good reflection car. You can see yourself in it. Yeah. If you had one thing to tell a friend of yours who's never been to the Nationals, about the Nationals, what would you tell him?
I'd say it's probably the greatest hot rod event in the world. No doubt about that.
And the nice thing about there's not two alike. So when you come, everybody has their own idea, and we just enjoy walking around and seeing what everybody else has in mind and gathering ideas for future projects.
Right. We're here with Al Cook, one of the MHRA longtime supporters and guys who help keep other people on the road. But Al's going to tell us about his car. Tell us about your street rod, Al.
Well, mine's a 33 Ford two-door sedan, Chevrolet powered. Kind of the typical street rod, little old school. It's got well over 200,000 miles of use on it, and it's an all-steel car. I put it together back in 1980, and you'll never see my car on a trailer either. Yeah.
It's a driver.
It's strictly a driver, yeah. May not be a beauty queen, but we have a lot of fun with it, and we go a lot of places with it.
Yeah.
And my wife and I both enjoy it. It's comfortable. It's got all the amenities in it: cruise, power windows, air conditioning, DVD player. You name it, it's got it.
It's got the works.
Yeah, that's the only way to travel now. It's just like going down the road in a new car.
We're here with Max Lunsford. Max, Tell us about your street rod.
Well,
here.
what that is, it's a 1913 Model T Ford, and it was called a depot hack. Today you'd probably call it a station wagon. There's no original parts in it. It's not a kit. I started with a wrecked Pinto, got all the suspension, the engine, and all the parts of wiring harnesses and connectors, all that stuff that's hard to find. I bought the body from a cabinet maker in Chicago, and I started building the car. Bought the first part in 1972, got the car on the road in 88. In the meantime, I built a house, raised a family, and hopefully had my priorities right. So we drive the car. It does have side curtains, but it's a fair weather car. We drive it. It's never seen a trailer. It has a 4-cylinder engine in it. If you're in a hurry going downhill, you can maybe get up to 85. But I typically set the cruise control for 60, and we enjoy the car.
And you cruise.
Right.
Good. We mentioned before that the Nationals is a great event for family entertainment. There are activities all week for the whole family, including a lineup of entertainment Friday and Saturday night at Freedom Hall.
Plus, there's a Women's World shopping area and a shuttle bus to a local mall.
There are games for kids and adults to enjoy, all kinds of great food.
There's a builder showcase, which is a great place to get ideas for your street rod.
And a whole lot more.
Good stuff.
Great time. Wouldn't want to be any other place.
The National Street Rod Association's 37th Annual Street Rod National. It goes,
stories I have found, we're sure not to be around.
I think it's a Yugo.
Now, hold on. Because they don't want to make the trip for just $3 million. Are you getting lottery tickets this week and they'll go, I don't know, what's it up to?
All right, ready? Here's where it gets a little tricky. Snap your fingers. Here we go. We're going to work off that ice cream. All right, cotton candy. I feel like Richard Simmons. Everybody, snap your fingers. Snap them. Today, I'm saying to myself, by gosh, if there's one song that would fit as perfect, probably this. We're creepy and we're kooky, mysterious and spooky. We're all together kooky. We're the street rod family. Da-da-da-da.
We had two giant SUVs, big gas guzzlers, and we decided this was not smart. We decided to do the economically and ecologically smart thing, and we got rid of one of the big SUVs and bought a Prius. One more pen.
We thank you for all that you do for us, and sometimes we forget the many blessings that you give us. Lord, we just ask a blessing on this service this morning on each and every one that's here. Lord, we just lift up in prayer the soldiers that are coming to be with heaven's angels. From these hands, pull the nails that torment. But we were thinking about the friendliness of the street rod people and how much fun we have and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking about, and I've talked about this before, when you go out and visit with people.
I've been a member since what, 79 I think it is, and I've been supporting the rod shop basically since then. I've come to most of the meets, had to miss one or two, but I plan to, as far as I know, attend all the NSRA events in the future that MHRA supports now. MHRA supports the Nats South, the Nats East, the U.S. Nats here in Louisville, and also the Nats North in Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo, right.
Yeah. So we do 5 meets a year, and I enjoy it. I like helping people, and I guess I have to admit I probably have gasoline in my blood. My dad owned an independent repair shop. I started refacing valves when I was 9 years old and had to stand on a box to run the machine. So I've been around cars all my life. I worked at Ford Motor Company for 33 and a half years, retired about 9.5 years ago. And I just enjoy cars and helping people.
Great. If you had a couple things to tell a buddy about the Nationals, what would you tell him about the Nationals here in Louisville?
Well, you'll probably never see any more cars than you'll see here, particularly street rods. And if you need parts, just go in the building and start looking. There's more parts in there than certainly any one person could use, but if you need parts to build a car, they're in there. And that's something that's changed over the years. You can buy almost any part you need now to build your car. 25 years ago, you couldn't do that. You had to build your own, and there were a lot of mistakes made. A lot of cars were falling apart. And I suspect a lot more repair work than there is now, because the parts that you buy are more reliable than what people used to make. So that's a good thing that's happened.
Right. You'll be spending more time at the swap meet.
Well, I don't need any. I go to the swap meet now and then, but I don't need any parts. I'm not building another car for a while. So, in fact, I live in a condominium. I'm not supposed to do that stuff there. I get kicked out, I suppose. But I do enjoy going to the swap meet every once in a while.
As a Street Rod Nationals participant, you have lots of chances to take home a prize of some sort. In fact, over $1 million worth of prizes are given away annually at the NSRA events with that Super Prize program.
And Saturday afternoon draws the biggest crowd of the Nationals because somebody always wins big. And Dave, you got to be there to win.
Yeah. It's a great time Saturday afternoon to get inside, enjoy some great entertainment. Keep your fingers crossed.
All of them.
also be a registered Street Rod Nationals participant.
And then you are one Street Rod Association in conjunction with some great sponsors that continue to give a complete turnkey street rod. Our chaplain, dear Rowlett, for all the winning room, Jim. Okay. 4-1-1932 Ford Roadster pickup. Engine number 4107. 4107.
Unbelievable.
Your name?
Jim Peggy Thacker, St. Louis, Arnold, Missouri.
Is your car on the ground?
Yes, it is.
Registered your name?
Yes, sir. Unless somebody stole it.
Did you go with the gentleman on the golf cart and verify?
Sure, you don't want to look at this one?
No, I don't need that.
Okay.
I got a ride on the back.
Yeah, it's on in the grass over there. By number 7. My whole number 7.
Oh my gosh.
Here, I got everything. I got driver's license, credit card, picture of my first barn. You name it.
Help me with this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
940. Got the car. We just need a name somewhere. James Thacker.
That's got my address.
Congratulations.
You want my driver's license?
Congratulations.
You want my driver's license yet or anything? Yeah! We're here with Jim Thacker. Jim is the winner of the giveaway car 2006. Jim?
What a reaction.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, who would ever think, out of 11,600 entries that, first draw, they draw our number. Well,
and you guys look pretty excited about it.
Oh.
Very excited. Very excited, and we thank the Lord.
No doubt. It's a beautiful car. Chuck, tell us a little bit about
It's
it.
a 32 Roadster pickup, built by Brookfield Roadsters, who builds a super body, all steel.
Fantastic.
TCI chassis. A lot of companies join in these giveaway cars. As you heard Jerry mention, there's 41 companies donating parts to make this happen.
Sorry, I think what's really neat too is you think you're going to come back Sunday and maybe win a part to a car. Here, I won it all. Thank you. Thank the Lord, like I say, and thank everyone here that anyone had put in any hours on this vehicle. I mean, it's just fantastic. Beautiful car.
Great. What do you love most about the Street Rod Nationals?
Oh, just all the different cars that are here and all the ideas that you can get to build cars. It's just great. Yeah.
And we come here for the giveaway car, hoping to win.
Fingers crossed. Because
it's hard to drive like this, but we do.
Somebody's got to win.
Yeah, that's right. But Louisville is, it's a special place.
Beautiful grounds.
Yes.
The exhibit hall is just
Oh, it's fantastic.
the best.
It's just a great place to be on a nice long weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been coming since about 2001, and I usually come here every year. I go to Knoxville every other year. I do Kalamazoo every year, and I like to get to some of the other shows around the country eventually. And it's just been a really good experience. I've met some really nice people, seen some beautiful cars, and just it's been a great experience, like I say. And I picked up parts. I always go through the swap meet, and I get ideas. Like I said, I just put a new chassis under my car this year, and I talked to a lot of the vendors, got ideas on which chassis to go with, and things like that. So it's been just a positive experience for me.
Great. If you were telling one of your buddies, and you had just a sentence or two in passing to say, hey, this is the reason you need to go, what would you tell them?
I think that the weather is great, the people are wonderful. You can just see every type of car, color, description that you want, and that's a great place to get ideas and even maybe to find that car that you really want to have.
Talk about the 2007 giveaway car with Michael Young, Street Rides by Michael. Michael, tell me about the giveaway for next year.
Well, it's a car we got from Redneck, and we decided to do something a little different. We wanted to take and do it like a 34 Cabriolet, and then we wanted to add 32 rails on the front of that and make it like a 32 Ford in the front. So that's what we did. We grafted the 32 front end on a 34. So we Z'd the frame, and that's the way we got it to sit like we did that.
It's beautiful. I love it. Tell me a little bit about the paint combo.
Well, I had a guy from Zombie out in California. He did us our concept on it, and so he let us, gave us a real good idea there, and then we took and had a PPG give us the paint. And my painter, Scott Husky, he did a real good job in getting it on the car.
Beautiful.
Well, just that I'm real proud of this one. It's not just a regular car. It's kind of got a little bit of the old school in it and a little bit of the new school.
We're here with Roger and Evelyn Woods. Roger, Evelyn, tell us what we're driving here.
It's a 1932 Ford sedan I've had since 1969. Had the car apart for several years and decided to put it back together in 1993. Decided a 351 Cleveland motor just for a different engine besides Chevrolet, just to power it by a Ford and a Ford. And say PPG hot blue. Interior was done by a local upholsterer, and the rest of the work had been done by myself.
We're here with Philip and Andrew Reed in their 35 truck. Guys, tell me a little bit about what we've got here.
We've got a 35 Ford ice truck, 1 ton, that was around here local, in a barn covered up with burlap sacks when I got it.
Well, so it didn't look real good when you got it.
No, it didn't look real good.
Well, it sure looks good now.
Yeah, it's looking a little better.
A lot better, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. So, Andrew, do you work on this as well?
Yeah, we both did. Nights, days, no TV. Just day at a time.
Just gotta get
piece
in there,
by piece.
Get in there and get to it.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Let's start back. You said this was your father's truck.
Yeah, he bought it. We bought it off an estate, and when we looked at it, you couldn't see the truck for it covered up with burlap sacks. The only way you could see it was through the cracks of the barn in the front, in the cracks in the wood. And when we started throwing all the burlap sacks off, we couldn't believe what we found.
Really?
Right.
Was it in pretty good shape under the sacks?
It was pretty good shape. It had a couple little rust spots, but that's about it, And it had a lot of stuff with it. It had extra tires for it and everything.
Yeah, it's a good truck. It's a party vehicle.
It's a party vehicle. We're here with Charlie Akers, Street Ride Nationals. Charlie, having a big time?
Yes, I am.
As always.
This is a fantastic show. This is the 3rd time I've been here, and it just keeps getting larger.
Tell me about your car.
This is the 34 Ford. It's all steel. It's a rare car. I bought it that way. It has power steering, brakes, windows, air, automatic. When I got it, it was kind of rough.
Looks good now.
Well, thank you very much.
I like the cream. You don't see a lot of cream.
No, it's kind of a soft color, and it's got the burgundy and gold on the inside, with the burgundy roof. But that was my ideal. I thought that you see so many red ones, and I just figured I'd get something a little different.
Do something a little different. Well, it looks good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. A buddy of yours about the Nationals here in Louisville. What would you tell him?
Well, I would tell them, first of all, if you've never been here, you got to come because you can't believe what's here. I mean, even if you don't look at a car, you go inside the exhibitor building, you can spend 4 days in there and just completely lose your mind what's there. It's just unbelievable. You can't describe what's in this whole buildings and all these cars that are here.
Yeah. They've done a great job with the exhibitor program.
Yeah, NSRA does such a wonderful job, and they help the street riders so much. They've given so much back to the street rider over the years. It's just amazing what they've done for us.
We're here at the 37th Annual Street Rod Nationals with Liz. Liz, are we having a big time?
We're having a wonderful time, Mark.
Let me ask you, do you ever have a better time than at the Nationals?
You can't have a better time.
I would tend to agree with that.
Oh, yeah,
it's always
sure.
a good time.
It's always a good time
always
here.
A good time.
I can't believe people don't go. I go every year.
What would you tell somebody that hadn't been? What would you tell them?
You have to go. You got to go once. You have to. There's nothing in life like it. It's the best. It's the ultimate car show.
That's it, straight from Liz from Canada. Go to the Nationals.
Some of the facts and figures of the Street Rod Nationals bear repeating. Over 500 NSRA volunteers work well over 2,500 hours to make the Nationals all come together. With the new addition to the exhibit hall, there was more exhibit space than ever, with vendors from all over the U.S. and Canada. And the swap meet had spaces filled with vendors from 29 states and Canada. Total attendance at the Nationals once again topped the 100,000 mark, and that's a lot of street rod loving folks.
There was also media coverage from all across the U.S., Canada, and Australia. We say every year what a great event this is, and some of the proof is in the growing media coverage the Nats gets.
We're going to close out another great show with the Circle of Winners, and it's a great way to end the week.
Dave, it's one last chance to see the best of the best up close, and you still have a chance to win at the Super Prize Program final drawing at the end of the awards ceremony.
you once again for joining us on this trip through the 2006 NSRA Street Rod Nationals. I'm Dave Voloshin with Mark Thompson, and we'll see you next time.
I'll say thanks as well. This is an event we look forward to every year, so thanks for joining us.
But don't turn that TV off just yet. You might get a laugh out of the next few minutes.
You see my nose?
Hey, good one.
K3.
Street rod, sauce.
Hold on.
Cool, dude. Go like this. Cool, dude. Good.
He's up, he's away. Oh, look away.
NSRA rocks! Wait. Oh, sorry.
Nappers as we can.
Hi there. We're having fun that you can't believe. Don't zoom in.
We think there's somebody under that hat.
Hey, you want your car on TV?
There he is. How are you?
40 and over. So.
Thank you for that. 40 and over. Yeah, that'd be us.
He doesn't talk a lot. He says, no, it's all good, no more. Okay, thank you.
NSRA rocks! Yeah!
Morning. Good morning.
That's not nice.
Thing to tell your buddies back home who've never been to the show, what would you tell them?
Guys, you missed a great time at Hooters.
The classic.
Yeah.